Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current and latest news. So if you do consider drop your likes, and if you do consider subscribe to the channel, as always some more news has come out in relation to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because obviously we know that he's on the verge of getting the Manchester United job on a full-time basis, and reportedly he's set to be appointed Manchester United permanently this week. So reports do say he could be named Manchester United manager on a full-time basis sometime this week as well, or as early as this week reportedly as well. So reportedly sometime this week, Solskjaer is set to be confirmed that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be Manchester United manager on a full-time basis. Of course, based on his fantastic progression he's done so far since he's come to the club, we've had a great 3 months or so under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's getting the best out of these players. Of course, the performances have been very, very good. The results have mainly, been positive as well. And as I did say, Solskjaer's definitely, the right man for Manchester United. Of course, obviously, he did currently say that Solskjaer is set for permanent contract negotiations. So obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's agent, wants to have negotiations with Ed Woodward, have given, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a permanent contract. Obviously, we're going to have to pay a compensation package of around £7-8 million to Mould or something like that as well. But I think he's done more than enough, to get the Manchester United job on a full-time basis, of course, as well. So reports do say it could be sometime this week that he will be named Manchester United manager permanently as well. But he deserves it, he deserves the job, with the fantastic, he's done really, really good, since he's come to Manchester United. Of course, did say the performances have been good, the results have been very, very good indeed. Manchester United, we've won 14 out of 19 games in all competitions so far. Obviously, regardless of the back-to-back defeats, we suffered before this international break. I think he's done more than enough, to get the job. Obviously, we've got to the Champions League last night as well. He obviously progressed us to the FA Cup quarter-final, but obviously, we're out now as well. And it is essential, that we do get that top four this season, of course, as well. Obviously, win the Champions League, of course, so we can get Champions League football for next season. So in that aspect, it makes us have more of a competitive summer transfer window as well. Reportedly, we're going to get around £200 million to spend this summer. Obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is obviously discussing, the club's summer transfer plans as well. So Solskjaer's been regular in contact, with Ed Woodward and all that as well. So obviously, Solskjaer is obviously, planning ahead of the summer as well. What players to come in and what players are going to leave as well. And basically, he has been in negotiation with the board. What players should come in, what players should leave in the summer as well. Solskjaer's basically notified Ed Woodward, to basically, get rid of 3 players, of course, as well as he has said. And I think he wants around 4 signings this summer. There's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. But recent reports have said his priority is to recommend a right winger to come to Manchester United this summer as well. Recent reports did say he's not interested in actually, buying any defenders, even though reportedly Solskjaer is going to be given £80 million to actually, buy a defender. Reportedly, he may, he prefers to probably spend that money on, a right winner, to come in, as I currently said. But recent reports did say he's not interested in buying any defenders. He wants to give our current defenders a chance, to prove and impress themselves and all that as well, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has currently said. And we do know Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, hasn't got a great managerial pedigree at the moment, in terms of like winning any major honours or like experiencing any long tenures as manager, because he did have 2 spells with Mould. He had a short tenure with Cardiff, and he had a short tenure with Cardiff, and he had a couple of years managing the Manchester United reserve team as well. He had a long tenure as a player because he was a great player for 11 years. Was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer under Alex Ferguson. Won a lot of trophies, scored loads and loads of goals and all that as well. But I think he's thinking ahead in the next 5 or 10 years. If he does get the Manchester United job, and it's looking likely he's going to get the job. And obviously we've got to announce this, before the end of the season, of course. Well, but initially Man United wanted to announce this, before the end of this month, that Solskjaer is going to get the job on a full-time basis, of course, as well. But he does deserve it. He can elevate us to that high level, and he can get us in that commanding position, of course, as well. So he has brought the Ferguson days back, as I said. The glory days have returned to Manchester United, of course, as well. Which is sorry guys about that. We paid 1.8 million, to Mould, to get him on a temporary basis, of course. But he's done absolutely fantastic, since he's come to Manchester United. And obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is still he's obviously in the process of rebuilding this Manchester United team, and of course, buying into our history as well. Because obviously, back in January, we didn't make any investment in January, of course. Obviously, we've had a lot of injuries as well, and it's good to say that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's got a lot of trustworthy in the young players. He's given the fringe players a chance as well. Regardless of the injuries, he was going to give everybody the chance, of course, as well. So he's on the verge of getting the Manchester United job on a full-time basis. Of course, reports did say a while back, back in the Mirror, were reporting on it, saying that his contract probably will be about a 4-year contract worth around £30 million. His annual salary is going to be around £7.5 million, something like that, as well, as reports did currently mention. But it's very, very cheap, £8 million, to be quite honest with you, because obviously, we know Ed Woodward's been monitoring, Pochettino, to come to Manchester United for a while, and obviously, for a long time, he's been Ed Woodward's number one favourite as Pochettino, of course. course, Man United have been looking still at the possibility of Pochettino, coming in. But I wouldn't want Pochettino at Manchester United. He doesn't know the club inside out like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's well Premier League proven. He's probably got more managerial experience, than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But again, he hasn't won out in terms of silverware, Pochettino, so he hasn't proven himself in that aspect. Plus, he'll cost us around 35, 40 million pounds, to bring him in. So we'd have to pay a compensation of around 35, 40 million pounds. And with that money, could potentially, get a signing with that money, to be quite honest with you as well. And he wouldn't leave Tottenham anywhere. He feels settled at Tottenham, and Daniel Levy wouldn't let him leave anywhere. And he's good at growing and developing young players. He's been in the Premier League quite a long time now. This is his 5th season now with Tottenham. And in terms of his winning games and that, his records are very, very good because he has won over 100 odd games for Tottenham. His record was good when he was at Southampton as well, but he only had a short tenure with Southampton. I think this is now his 10th season, all in all, in management now. Is Pochettino's, of course, as well. But Manchester United have called them interest in Pochettino, and obviously, we want to come to an agreement to get him a permanent contract. I think it probably will be a 4-year contract, as it did mention, a while back, something like that, as well. So yeah, he definitely deserves a job on a full-time basis. With the fantastic progression he's done so far since he's come to the club. Obviously, he's going to have his say on our transfer plans in the summer. But the most essential thing is, we've got to recommend the right players to come in. Solskjaer's keen on adding depth in our midfield. He wants an attacking midfielder to come in. I think he did mention, obviously, a centre back. But as I did say, he's not interested in buying any defenders this summer, as it did report earlier on this month. I think he's keen on bringing a right back in as well. To be quite honest with you as well. I think we do. The majority of our attack is coming from that left hand side, of course, as well. But Solskjaer said he wants to get rid of 3 players in the summer. But I think maybe more than 3 players are going to leave in the summer. To be quite honest with you as well. So reports are saying that Solskjaer could be confirmed Manchester United manager permanently sometime this week as well. He'd love to get the Manchester United job on a full-time basis, of course, as well. And he was a great player. Don't forget, was Ole Gunnar full-time basis, of course, as well. And he was a great player. Don't forget, was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Of course, as well, he's a great player, and I think he can, get us back to being a competitive elite level football club. Can start, get us back up there challenging and winning trophies as well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So obviously he'll plan for a long tenure as manager if he gets the job as well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So obviously he'll plan for a long tenure as manager if he gets the job. On a full-time basis, of course, as well. And he does deserve it, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, to be quite honest with you as well. He's following Alex Ferguson's philosophy, of course, as well, which is very, very good. He's got his own little philosophy, but I think he's following Alex Ferguson's philosophy, to be quite honest with you, as well. And, but I think he's following Alex Ferguson's philosophy, to be quite honest with you, as well. And, Ferguson was at Manchester United, 26, 27 years, of course, as well. But obviously now, Solskjaer's now in the process of rebuilding this Manchester United team. And we're getting around, I think, £200 million to spend this summer, of course, as well. So I think Solskjaer told the Man United board, he wants about 4 this summer, of course, as well. So I think Solskjaer told the Man United board, he wants about 4 signings this summer, of course, as well. And as I've been updating you, and there's still obviously contract renewals as well to sort out as well. And obviously we want to get the right players in the summer. And as I have been updating you today on some transfer rumours to get the right players in the summer. And as I have been updating you today on some transfer rumours that have been going on as well. And as I've been giving you an update today in relation to Ander Herrera and Paul Pogba, of course, as well. And in relation to Ander Herrera, I do want to give you guys an update on, as I have done on 2 previous videos today as well. In relation to update on, as I have done on 2 previous videos today as well. In relation to Ander Herrera, reports did say that, obviously PSG's interest, he's basically, said he admits PSG's interest, his transfer interest is logical, and this is what Ander Herrera said. I think Ander Herrera's future is still up in the air, to be quite honest. So I think he's unsure. I think Ander Herrera's future is still up in the air, to be quite honest. So I think he's unsure over his future is Ander Herrera. There has been reports coming out in the last couple of days. I have been hearing, that PSG have expressed a strong interest in Ander Herrera reportedly, and reportedly did say PSG were willing to offer him £150,000 a week plus a 3-year deal. It said PSG were willing to offer him £150,000 a week plus a 3-year deal. The deal as well. I think Ander Herrera does want an increase on his current wages, and I think he's demanding in the process that he wants around £150,000 a week as well. But PSG have reportedly showed an interest in Ander Herrera as well, reportedly, because obviously PSG showed an interest in Ander Herrera as well, reportedly, because obviously PSG obviously looking for the replacement for Adrien Rabiot, because obviously Adrien Rabiot's on his way out of PSG this summer. summer. Obviously, he spent the majority of his career at PSG, as well as Adrien Rabiot, of course, as well. And he's only still very, very young. Is Adrien Rabiot, as we all know, he's still very, very as well. And he's only still very, very young. Is Adrien Rabiot, as we all know, he's still very, very young, indeed. But obviously, he's been with John from the PSG. He scored with his refusal to sign a new contract, and obviously, it comes to an end of his contract at the end of the season. We know Barcelona for a long time have been long admirers of the player, and Barcelona have actually, been the favourites, to sign Adrien Rabiot. But now there's a few Barcelona have actually, been the favourites, to sign Adrien Rabiot. But now there's a few teams that have interested in Adrien Rabiot. Solsjaker actually urged Manchester. He actually told Ed Woodward, did Solskjaer, that he wants Adrien Rabiot as well, and he's only still got a lot of years ahead of him, of course, as well as Adrien Rabiot. So there has been reports coming out about, of course, as well as Adrien Rabiot. So there has been reports coming out about that as well. But obviously PSG are looking for someone, to partner in their midfield alongside Marco Verratti, and they've probably identified Ander Herrera as the player, to do that as well. But recent reports did say he was happy at Manchester United and he was keen on signing a contract extension. Some reports did say he was close to joining PSG. Man United in the process are still in talks, of trying to get Ander Herrera a new contract at the club as well, because we do know how much of a consistent player, Ander Herrera has been since he's come to Manchester United. This is what his fifth season out at Manchester United. Of course, Herrera has been since he's come to Manchester United. This is what his fifth season out at Manchester United. Of course, during his tenure as a player at Manchester United so far, he has obviously, suffered rough patches and all that as well, because obviously when Mourinho was here, he wasn't getting that regular game time and all that as well. So at that moment in time, you'd have probably felt really, really unsettled. But since Solskjaer's come in, Ander Herrera's performances have really, really improved. He's fitting in that midfield trio very, very well, and he's been playing more regular, and he's doing very, very well in our midfield, to be quite honest with you, as well. So potentially we do want to keep Ander Herrera, but I think he's uncertain about his Manchester United future, of course, well. But this is his fifth season now, uncertain about his Manchester United future, of course, well. But this is his fifth season now in the process, of course, as well. And he's got 3 months left on his current deal, but he did admit PSG's transfer of interest is logical, and this is what Ander Herrera did currently say in the media. So reportedly PSG are interested. Also, he's now saying that Arsenal are set to rival PSG. So reportedly PSG are interested. Also, he's now saying that Arsenal are set to rival PSG for Ander Herrera as well. So he's also said that Arsenal now have expressed an interest in Ander Herrera. The problem is for Arsenal getting the pursuit of Ander Herrera on a free transfer this summer if he doesn't sign a new contract with Manchester United. His current wages, of course, as well. So his current new contract with Manchester United, his current wages, of course, as well. So his current wages, that he's demanding that he wants around £150,000 a week, could be a problem for Arsenal getting the pursuit of Ander Herrera, of course, as well. Because obviously, he said Arsenal have showed an interest there, reportedly. Arsenal reportedly ready to hijack PSG's move for Ander Herrera. Arsenal reportedly ready to hijack PSG's move for Ander Herrera, of course, as well. Because obviously, Arsenal need investment themselves this summer, of course, as well. Obviously, Umar May is still in the process of rebuilding the Arsenal team. Obviously, I know he signed 5 players last summer, but obviously, Arsenal need a defender, so they've got to address the defensive deficiencies last summer. But obviously, Arsenal need a defender, so they've got to address the defensive deficiencies. Obviously, they know Aaron Ramsey's leaving this summer as well, so they may be keen on, looking to get a midfielder in. Obviously, I know they got Denis Suarez back in January, but I think Denis Suarez, could be maybe heading back to Barcelona in the summer, possibly, even though Arsenal do have the option to buy him permanently this summer for around, 17, possibly, even though Arsenal do have the option to buy him permanently this summer for around, 18 million pounds, or something like that, as well. But I think Umar May actually sees Denis Suarez as more of a winner, to be quite honest with you, as well, even though he can actually play centrally, Denis Suarez. So reportedly, Arsenal have showed an interest in Ander Herrera. Manchester United wouldn't want to lose Ander Herrera, but I don't. Arsenal have showed an interest in Ander Herrera. Manchester United wouldn't want to lose Ander Herrera, but I don't think we'd sell him to an arch rival, of course, as well. But there has been a lot of reports going on about that as well. That PSG are interested in Ander Herrera, and reportedly, they see him as a good replacement for Adrien Rabiot as well. And we do know today, guys, obviously, report, Adrien Rabiot as well. And we do know today, guys, obviously, report, we know today, guys, obviously, report, we know about for the report last week, about for the report last week as well. Sorry guys about that, just went off. And as reports have come out today as well, reports have come out from Spain that reportedly Paul Pogba has made a decision on regarding his Manchester United future, and reports has made a decision on regarding his Manchester United future, and reports do say that reportedly, Paul Pogba reportedly, wants to leave Manchester United this summer. Reportedly, Paul Pogba reportedly, wants to leave Manchester United this summer. Reportedly as well, his agent Riley Ola, who obviously represents him, reportedly is processing and working on finding Paul Pogba a new club as well. Reports do say that Real Madrid of course are the favourites to sign him, but he's also been linked to a move. He's been linked with a move back to Juventus. It's also said that Barcelona have also been interested in Paul Pogba as well. So reportedly Paul Pogba wants to leave Manchester United this summer. Reportedly, because I think he wants a new challenge. To be quite honest with you, as Paul Pogba, and obviously the comments to be quite honest with you, as Paul Pogba, and obviously the comments he's basically come out and said about Real Madrid. He went, Real Madrid's a dream. He said Real Madrid's a dream for anyone, as he did basically say, and he basically classified Real Madrid as a dream club, and this is what he basically said. So he described Real Madrid as a dream club. A dream club, did Paul Pogba. He said it's one of the biggest clubs in the world as well. So he said quite a few stuff about Real Madrid. He said it's one of the biggest clubs in the world. He's described them as a dream club as well. And he did admit, playing for Zinedine Zidane at Real Madrid, would be a dream, of course, as well. And this is what basically, Paul Pogba has come out in the press and said as well. Obviously, we've seen the best of Paul Pogba, as we all currently know, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in. He's been one of our most influential players. He's been getting the freedom to express himself. He's been providing good service to the front men and all that as well. He's been playing them delicate passes through and all that. But I don't think Manchester United will want to sell Paul Pogba, to be quite honest with you, even though he's our most expensive sign. We paid around £89 million of Paul Pogba, back in 2016 as well. Obviously, there were a lot of speculation of him leaving, of course, when Jose Mourinho was here, because obviously Paul Pogba had a bad relationship, with Jose Mourinho and all that as well. So I think if Mourinho would have been here, they'd probably, if Mourinho would have still been here, Paul Pogba, would have left by now, to be quite honest with you as well. But reports do say now that reportedly, Paul Pogba wants to leave Manchester United. He is still under contract here until 2021. Reports do say that Man United reappointed Real Madrid manager. He's under contract with Real Madrid till 2022. Zinedine Zidane as well, and he's identified quite a few targets he's interested in bringing to Real Madrid, because obviously probably a couple of players are going to leave Real Madrid this summer as well. Obviously one of them is probably Bale's going to leave. There's been rumours of obviously Varane leaving, could possibly Isco even leave Real Madrid this summer as well. So reportedly Paul Pogba is heavily linked with a move to Real Madrid, but it's also said that Juventus are interested still. Obviously Barcelona are interested as well, because he did have 4 great years with Juventus, Paul Pogba, before he actually, came back to Manchester United, of course, as well. But he has basically said, he's mentioned that, he describes Real Madrid as a dream club, as he did say. Recent reports did say he insists that he's happy at Manchester United, for the time being, as well, Paul Pogba. But he did say Real Madrid are one of the biggest clubs in the world, and all this, as he did, currently mentioned, said they are one of the biggest clubs in the world. And he said Real Madrid is a dream for anyone as well. So I think he intends to leave Manchester United this summer and, of course, go to Real Madrid, of course, as well. So there has been a lot of talks going on about that. And obviously, he's meant to be our captain, I think, for the new season as well. He's Paul Pogba, of obviously Valencia leaving Manchester United this summer. Paul Pogba set to get the current captain's armband. So potentially now, we may not be able to give it to him, because he might be going to Real Madrid in the summer as well. So we could be losing Paul Pogba as well in the process. And of course, as I did say in relation to Valencia, as I said, Solskjaer's basically told the Manchester United, he's told Ed Woodward, and I think he's told the Man United board and all that he wants to get rid of these 3 players. So he wants Valencia out, obviously, because obviously Valencia is going to go in the summer anyway. He's coming to an end of his deal in the summer. So Valencia will probably leave on a free transfer, to be quite honest with you, as well. And Valencia's initially lost his place in the team. Over the years, he has been very, very essential as Antonio Valencia, of course. He's been here, his 10th season now, as I said. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions, but at the moment, he's currently got a calf injury. Obviously, we opted against that decision, to trigger him that 1-year extension as well. So Paul Pogba is, Antonio Valencia is definitely on his way out of Manchester United this summer. And of course, he's 33 years of age now, of course, as well. And as I did currently say, I think Ashley Young, is on his way out of Manchester United as well. Could he possibly leave in the summer? Even though I think Ashley Young, is on his way out of Manchester United as well. Could he possibly leave in the summer? Even though not too long ago we've triggered a 1-year extension on his contract. But I think if he doesn't leave in the summer, he'll definitely leave, when his contract term expires as well, because obviously by that time, he'll be probably nearly 35 years of age with Ashley Young, and he's way past it now as Ashley Young. He's a well-experienced fullback, to be quite honest with you as well. Obviously, we know mainly he's a winger, he's Ashley Young, but obviously most recently, we operate him as a right back. Obviously, he's our first choice right back as well. And he's been here a good 7-8 seasons now, 7-8 seasons now as a Manchester United player. And over the years, he has been essential. He's now 7-8 seasons now as a Manchester United player. And over the years, he has been essential, and he's grown, developed, and all that as well. So he has been a long-serving player for Manchester United as well. So potentially we may still need a right back. Rojo's on his way out of Manchester United, as we all know as well, because he's really struggled, at Manchester United, with a string of injuries he's suffered. This is why he struggled, to get every run of games under his belt as well. So I think Rojo's on his way out of Manchester United in the summer, of course, as well. I think, Solskjaer said, with the 3 players he wants to get rid of, Rojo's one of them as well. I think Darmian again is on his way out of Manchester United as well, because he's enjoyed a very difficult time as a Manchester United player as well. I think he's been here since 2015, is it, or something like that? We paid just over £12 million for him from Torino, because obviously when he was younger, he spent I think the majority or the entirety of his career in Italy as well, but he's really been inconsistent at Manchester United, because he hasn't really been given the chance, to be quite honest with you as well. So I think Darmian's on his way out of Manchester United of course as well. We do know Sanchez is on his way out of Manchester United as well, because he's been very inconsistent for Manchester United. Alexis Sanchez, it's going to be hard to find a buyer for Sanchez this summer, as we all currently know. It's going to be hard to find a buyer for Sanchez this summer, considering the substantial wages he's on over £500,000 a week, and it's going to be really hard. So Man United may consider loaning him out this summer, or you never know. Man United, may try to get Sanchez, to take a wage cut or something like that, so we can just get rid of him, of course, as well. But when he has played, he just looks so restricted. It just looks as though he hasn't been getting that freedom, and he hasn't fitted under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's system, to quite honest with you. And I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's lost faith in him. He's lost trustworthy in him. And look, he's only been here just over a year, and look at the amount of injuries he's suffered. He's currently out now with a knee injury, of course, as well. And I think he'll end up losing that number 7 shirt. And, somebody else, potentially, could get that number 7 shirt, to be quite honest with you as well. So Sanchez is definitely on his way out of Manchester United this summer as well. Unless, maybe his performances improve, when he recovers from injuries, and he does get the opportunity. But I think it's too late now anyway. He's age 30. He's lost that yard of pace, of course, as well. So Sanchez, he's basically aging up, as we all know as well. So we do expect departures this summer. But as I did say, it would be ideal, for Manchester United, to get some young players, that could grow, develop, and mould under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because we have got a host of experienced players, and they do seem to be the ones, that are causing us the problems as well. But we do need someone on that right hand side. I think on the left hand side we're probably okay. I think we need a centre defensive midfielder, that's fast and tenacious as well, to be quite honest with you as well. So yeah, and as I did say, the other transfer rumours, guys, I've also, been keeping you up to date on them as well. Obviously, we've got a few targets we know that we're currently interested in. I think we've identified Jadon Sancho as our number 1 target for the summer, of course, as well. And Jadon Sancho's performances for Borussia Dortmund have been absolutely fantastic indeed. He's been at Borussia Dortmund a couple of years now, as we all know. Recent reports have said, that our interest in Jadon Sancho is completely irrelevant. This is coming from Borussia Dortmund's perspective as well. And he's only just turned 19 years of age, so he's very young in his prime. He's got a lot of years ahead of him as Jadon Sancho, but he's proven himself fantastically well in Germany, without a shadow of a doubt. And based on his performances, he's attracted a lot of interest, from teams across Europe as well. Manchester United have been interested, PSG have also, been interested in Jadon Sancho as well. But I think Borussia Dortmund have ruled out selling Jadon Sancho. But if Man United were prepared to pay up to £100 million for Jadon Sancho, this will convince Dortmund to sanction him off this summer. But we have got the financial power to meet his valuation, of course, as well, even though that's staggering amounts of money, full stop, but especially for a young player that's still upcoming, to be quite honest with you as well, because he's one of England's youngest upcoming prospects as well, is Jadon Sancho. But his performances for Borussia Dortmund have been really good, and he only broke into the England first team last year as well. He's still got a contract with Dortmund until 2022. Borussia Dortmund only paid £8 million for him from Manchester City a couple of years ago as well, so financially they make a huge profit on the player as well. He only served a couple of years at Manchester City, as we all know, did Jadon Sancho as well, but he never broke into the first team with City. He wasn't guaranteed to get regular game time in the first team, so this is the main reason he left Manchester City of course as well. So in that aspect, he's had experience of playing in English football as well, and I think he may be keen on making a return to England. As he did say, he would probably prefer a move to England than France, of course, as well. But Borussia Dortmund have been known for doing business with their players, as I've said. But obviously, if we were to come to the agreement to get him in the summer, it would make him our most expensive signing, probably, if we were to get him for £100 million and making the most expensive English footballer ever as well. So Manchester United have been heavily linked with him. And, Solskjaer's been monitoring and interesting quite a few wide men, to be quite honest, because Solskjaer's priority is to get a right winning win, and he's focusing on attacking additions to the squad. I don't think he's too bothered defensively. I think he's focusing on more attacking additions to the squad as well as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But I think Jadon Sancho is the number one target, to be quite honest. And I think Jadon Sancho is the solution to our problems, of course. Well, shows that ability to attack. He provides that width very, very well. He scores goals, as he's proven, especially, this season with Borussia Dortmund as well. So I do really, really highly rate him, to be quite honest with you as well. So I hope that Manchester United, can land him this summer as well. And we know basically, there's been other players, like Manchester United, of course, have been linked to him as well. And defensively, I know we need a centre-back, we need a world-class centre-back, we need an experienced centre-back as well. Because we haven't had a world-class centre-back, as I did say, since we had Ferdinand and Vidic, who were a fantastic partnership, under Alex Ferguson as well. We do need a centre-back, of course, well. And we do need someone that can go alongside Victor Lindelof. And we do know the number one target, has obviously been Napoli's Koulibaly as well. As I did say, recent reports have basically, mentioned that reportedly Manchester United have been informed that Napoli want in the region of around £130 million for Koulibaly if Napoli are willing to do any business this summer. So reportedly Manchester United have to pay at least around £130 million. Obviously in the process it'd make him our most expensive signing. Obviously it'd make him, the most expensive defender in world football, because obviously at the moment, Virgil van Dijk is the most expensive defender in world football, who Liverpool paid £75 million for in January of last year. So he has been at Liverpool just over a year. And of course, Virgil van Dijk, has addressed Liverpool's defensive deficiencies, fantastically well indeed as well. And we've got to address our defensive deficiencies. But, Koulibaly would be a fantastic candidate. He's grown and developed fantastically well, and he's still 27 years of age, and he's still got a lot of years ahead of him as Koulibaly, to be quite honest with you as well. Reports did say before that, he was committed to Napoli, was happy at Napoli, but he was happy, and satisfied that he was attracting interest to Koulibaly as well. He wasn't too long ago that he signed a new deal, to be quite honest with you. He's under contract with Napoli till 2023 as well. Obviously, he's been at Napoli a number of years now, of course, as well. And, Manchester United, have been long admirers of Koulibaly. We've been linked to him in the past two windows, linked to him back in January, linked to him last summer as well. But obviously, Napoli, were reluctant, to let him leave, especially back in January as well. Man United in the process had held talks. We had 3 bids turned down as well. The recent one was obviously, £95 million that I got turned down. But, Koulibaly and Lindelof in our central defensive position, would look very, very good indeed. They blend together well. They'd be a fantastic partnership, and Koulibaly would be a great leader in our back line, if he was to come in as well. But Manchester United prepared to pay £130 million for Koulibaly this summer as well, because I think that's Napoli's price tag as well. But I think Napoli, from their perspective, still know how much of a central player he is to their team, of course, as well. And as I did say, guys, we do know that, other defenders, that Manchester United, of course, have been interested in as well. And we do know that Harry Maguire has been mentioned in the media as well. And Harry Maguire, he's nowhere near on the same level as the Koulibalys or the Rafael Varans or the Diego Gordons or the Sergio Ramoses. But his performances for Leicester City, have been really, really good indeed, Harry Maguire's. Obviously, he's never played for a big club so far in his playing career, Harry Maguire, of course. And he's still only 26 years of age. So he's still got a lot of years ahead of him, to be quite on this year as well. Reports have said that Solskjaer, wants Manchester United, to actually, as reports did say, Solskjaer wants Man United, and he's urging Man United board, to go all out, to sign Harry Maguire this summer, of course, as well. And he is English as well, is Harry Maguire. Reportedly, his performances for Leicester have been good this season. Reportedly now they're demanding that they want around £90 million for Harry Maguire. So reportedly Leicester City have risen their price tag for Harry Maguire. So reportedly now they want around £90 million for Harry Maguire this summer, of course, as well. He only signed a new deal last season with Leicester until 2023 as well. So last season he signed a new 5-year deal with Leicester, did Harry Maguire as well. But Manchester United have been linked to him, and obviously Man United were linked to him last summer, but obviously, Leicester were reluctant, to let him leave, of course, well. And Man United are capable of actually, doubling his current wages as well. I think we can, double his wages to around £140,000 per week. He's currently on £70,000 a week at the moment with Leicester. But I think, he has got ambitions, that, he wants to be, up there, playing to the highest level, and, he wants to be challenging for trophies, he wants to be winning trophies, wants to be playing in Champions League football, of course, and he hasn't experienced this at Leicester, and he won't be doing this with Leicester City, so he maybe wants to go to a big club, he wants to go to a team, that's capable of winning trophies and, challenging for trophies and all this as well. But Manchester United have been interested in Harry Maguire as well, and his name's been mentioned in the media. We do know that we're keeping tabs on Toby Alderweireld as well. He was a potential Manchester United target last summer as well, Toby Alderweireld, but in the process, Manchester United, couldn't come to an agreement, to get Alderweireld last summer. And, Alderweireld is well Premier League proven again, as I currently said, and he can be a world-class central defender, can Toby Alderweireld, without a shadow of a doubt. He is a good player, and I do think he would be a good leader in our back line, if we turned our attentions, to go for Alderweireld in the summer. We do know he's available for a reasonable fee in the summer, is Alderweireld, because obviously he's going to be available for around 26 million, because obviously Tottenham last year activated a 12-month extension, and obviously included a 26 million release clause as well. So, we are going to get him for a reasonable fee in the summer, so he's a cheaper alternative, compared, to how much Koulibaly is going to cost and all that as well, or Raphael Varane and all that. But Toby Alderweireld, I probably wouldn't want him now at Manchester United, because obviously now, he's lost that yard of pace as Alderweireld. He's just not too long ago, turned 30 years of age, but he is Premier League proven, of course, as well. But we just need a leader in our back line, and we need someone, to go alongside Victor Lindelof, and, Koulibaly, would be the fantastic player indeed. And Koulibaly, of course, has never played in the Premier League, so it would be good for him, to experience, the facilities at Manchester United, to come and experience, English football as well, because his performances in Italy, have just been absolutely outstanding indeed. And also, too, we do know, another defender would be, defender we've showed an interest in is obviously, Real Madrid's Raphael Varane as well. A lot of reports have been coming out, about Raphael Varane, to be quite honest with you as well, saying that reportedly he's told his teammates that he wants to leave Real Madrid this summer. Reportedly, he insists he's happy at Real Madrid, but reports are coming out saying that he's considering leaving Real Madrid this summer, because he's remained loyal to Real Madrid for like 8 years now, as Raphael Varane, and he's only, 25 years of age. He's still got a lot of years ahead of him, again, to be quite honest with you as well. But what he's achieved as a player, so far has been absolutely remarkable. He's won I think he's won about 15, 16 major honours all in all. Of course, as well, this is his 8th season at Real Madrid. I think he's made over 200 appearances in all competitions as well. He's got a huge release clause in his current deal as well of around 400 odd million pounds or something like that. He's still got a contract with Real Madrid till 2022, but obviously he could be available maybe for about 85, 86 million pounds, something like that. But obviously a lot of teams can't afford his current release clause, which is around 431 million pounds. Of course, as well. But Raphael Varane actually began his career with Lens in France as well, but he only spent 1 season in the senior team, of course, as well. But reports coming out saying that he could reportedly leave Real Madrid this summer. He'd be a great leader in our back line. He's a world-class central defender, highly experienced, of course. He reads the game well. He's well composed. He shows that ability, to play out from the back as well. And Zinedine Zidane, wouldn't want to see, Raphael Varane, leave Real Madrid, of course, as well. But I do, really, really like him, to be quite honest with you, as well. So Man United, have been linked with a host of defenders, as we all know. But Koulibaly is the number one, of course, as well. But as I was saying at the beginning of the video, Solsjaker is set to be named Manchester United manager permanently sometime this week. He said, I don't think it's guaranteed it will happen, but it could be Manchester United manager, permanently this week, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. So maybe one day this week it probably will be made official that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is Manchester United manager permanently as well. We do know we're going to have to pay a compensation of around £7-8 million, as we're all aware of as well, but that's very, very cheap indeed. And I do believe Solskjaer can take Manchester United forward as well. But the tester for him is obviously, going to be going into next season, of course, as well. And, obviously he's got to get the right players in the summer and, see, what, these players who we do getting in the summer, see how they, fit into the team for next season and see if, they do currently perform as well. But as I was saying in relation to Ander Herrera, of course, he could possibly leave Manchester United this summer, of course, as well. With PSG, heavily linked with him now. Arsenal now reportedly, joined the race as well, with the way, in terms of his wages and all that, this could be a problem, of Arsenal getting Ander Herrera. But obviously both teams are planning to get him on a free transfer when he comes to an end of his contract term at the end of the season. PSG have basically said reportedly they are willing to offer him £150,000 per week plus a 3-year deal as well, as we all know. But obviously Ander Herrera, he's unsure about his Man United future. It's up in the air at the moment, to be quite honest with you as well, even though we've seen the best of him since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come in as well. And obviously, the big news is about Paul Pogba. And, I was hearing rumours about this, last week. With the comments he said about Real Madrid, saying, he described Real Madrid as a dream club. He said, he said that they are one of the biggest clubs in the world as well. And he said Real Madrid is a dream for anyone, and this is what basically Paul Pogba had currently said. His agent Raiola is in the process of finding him a new club. In the summer as well. Probably Real Madrid probably will end up getting him. To be quite honest with you, but there's still talks in maybe making a return back to Italy, to Juventus, or maybe Barcelona. I think have still got an interest in Paul Pogba as well. But maybe he wants a new challenge, so he's not going to spend the rest of his playing career in England. Paul Pogba, especially with the recent comments he said regarding what he thinks of Real Madrid and all that as well. But it would be a shame to see him go, because he's been a really good consistent player since Solskjaer's coming. Obviously he wasn't playing under Mourinho because he had a bad relationship with Jose Mourinho as well. As I did say, I'm surprised he didn't leave last summer. And if Mourinho would have still been in charge now, Pogba would have been probably gone for Manchester United, of course, as well. But he's a world class midfielder, and when he's playing in that kind of vein, where he has been playing under Solskjaer, he's a player that can be on 14, 15 goals a season at least as well. And as I did say to you guys, there's still some contract renewals to sort out, as we're all aware of as well. But it is essential that we invest in the summer, because we know teams like Liverpool are going to plan to invest in the summer. Probably Man City probably may invest in the summer as well, even though they've spent a hell of a lot of money, especially since Pep Guardiola's got recommended to go in there. City have spent a lot of money. Obviously Chelsea can't, because they've got a transfer ban, so they can't do any transfer activities in the summer or in the next January window. So they can't do any transfer activity until the summer of 2020 as well. And so probably teams will be investing in the summer. So it is essential that we've got to spend money in the summer, if we want to, be up there challenging, of course, as well. But this season, our focus is on either now winning the Champions League and getting Champions League for next season, or not winning the Champions. If we don't win the Champions League, getting in that top four. But our top four ambitions, are definitely still alive. To be quite honest with you, as well. So the main part of this video is to give you an update on that. Solskjaer is set to be named Manchester United manager permanently sometime this week as well. So it did say it could be announced this week sometime as well. But yeah, I'm really pleased about that. I'll be really relieved, when he gets the job full time, when he is named Manchester United manager permanently, because I still have a lot of belief he can take this team forward, of course, as well. And it's good that he's getting the best out of all these players, of course, because every one of them, you can just see that, they enjoy playing under him, of course. We're scoring more goals, we're creating more chances. We actually have improved defensively as well, since Solskjaer has come in. But what recent reports have said, that Solskjaer he's not interested in buying any defenders this summer. He's focusing on attacking additions to the squad, and reportedly his priority is to get a right winner to Manchester United as well. And we definitely do need someone on the right hand side. I think on the left we're okay. My opinion, we need a CDM who's fast and tenacious, of course, as well. Solskjaer, I think, is keen on bringing an attacking midfielder in as well. But yeah, we know Man United have got Watford coming up at the weekend, of course, as well. Watford at Old Trafford should be a Manchester United win, to be quite honest with you. Obviously, we've won our 4 previous meetings against Watford. The last time we lost to them, obviously, was back in 2016. We lost by 3 goals to 1 as well. Obviously, we beat them 2-1 earlier on in the season at Vicarage Road as well. And was it 1-0 last season at Old Trafford as well against Watford. So obviously Watford have got Javier Gracia as their manager as well. Don't really know much about him, to be quite honest with you. But that's our next game, as we all know as well. So anyway, guys, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do consider subscribing to the channel as always, and take care. God bless.